Neil, back-to-back defeats. What's your reaction from tonight's result?
Don't get too hung up on obviously back to back or back to back to back to back. It doesn't, it's about progression. Where we're currently at tonight wasn't good enough. I thought in the last two games we've done really well. Quitted ourselves well. I know the results haven't gone our way at Scunthorpe and probably should have won the first game. But tonight was another eye opener. It's what you tend to get with younger players. Fair play to Farsley, they're much better than us, much more aggressive than us on the front foot. Can't legislate for the errors. The goals we've conceded again are diabolical. There's no hiding it. But just said to the players, got to grow up. You got to grow up, and you got to grow up quickly. But this is going to be a long season. Tonight was, again, I thought physically we struggled. But you can't get the goals away we give away. Weak as anything for the first goal. If you watch it back, I'd have to watch it back again. I might be doing certain people a disservice. But then a big massive hole in the middle of the back four, and then the second goal, we talk about not playing balls into midfield when we don't need to, and then James Butler miskicks it or whatever he was. Like gets it on the plate. We don't get them opportunities. And the third goal, very similar. Another mistake. A ball played backwards straight to their lad. And to be fair to them, they've broken us. But that's what they wanted us to do all night. They were well organised. They're the back three, big strong lads. They've been playing in this league for a few years now, 4 or 5 years, holding their own. And they were waiting for us to get the ball away. And I don't know where we suddenly thought, I keep going on about it, and people have this vision of football where we're all going to get it, we're going to pass it, and 20 passes later, the ball's going to end up in the back of the net. It's let's get real. You look at Farsley tonight, organised, got the ball forward. Their front two against our back two, we're far too open. We didn't organise ourselves. And then when they had to defend, they defended the box. We've had a couple of opportunities. We put lots of balls in the box. Adam Thomas in particular put some great crosses in, but no desire to get in there, to get on the end of it. But yeah, it's another type of game. And as I say, we've got some real tough games coming up, and we've got to learn very quickly if we are to pick any points up.
Obviously, 2 injuries early in the first half with Harvey Gregson and Tom Aitken. How do you think that affected your game plan? Do you think that contributed to the nightmare first half?
It didn't help. Obviously, young Tom going off, he's done really well for us. He's got a cut on his head, but it disrupts what we're trying to do. Mistakes. Tom playing, Harvey playing, would that made any difference? Don't think so. Doesn't help, obviously, to lose 2 key players so early on in the game. But it doesn't matter if Harvey's playing, Tom's playing, doesn't matter who's playing. If you pass the ball to the centre forward on 2 occasions in good areas, it's not you're just hopeful that your goalkeeper can try and do something. But it doesn't matter who's playing when that happens.
You mentioned on Saturday, and you've mentioned again tonight, about a lack of organisation at the back. Do you think that's because you've such a sort of young squad that you've kind of put together this season?
I'm still trying to find, I think I've said it, I'm still trying to find the best combinations, not always the best players in defenders. It's about the best combinations, and I try and explain that to the lads. But I've had kit gloves on at the moment because we're fairly new and coming together. The kit gloves will be coming off very shortly, and people will see a different side. And it's not about saying, we're going to do this and we're going to do that after a defeat. But the alarming thing for me is it's not losing the game. Obviously, we're very disappointed in losing the game. We're very disappointed now we conceded the goals. It's the mental attitude for me. I go back. I've obviously managed in this league, and we've played lots of teams from these leagues and the league above, and play certain ways. We've got to get out of this mentality that we think we're going to be a team that's going to bop it 15, 20 passes and end up with a back heel in the 6-yard box. Isn't happening. We've got to get a way of playing. That's never been us. Wasn't us last year. And we got out the league below by playing a certain way. We got it forward. Centre forwards have got to get hold of the ball for us. We've got to create the ball to stick higher up the top. I'm not saying you've got to win everything, because I thought young Callum, when he came on, was very good in terms of doing that, but he needs help. And then we've got to land on second balls, which we never did. And last year, our key thing was we got it up to Bobby. Bobby had a bit of a scrap or whatever with the centre halves. The ball dropped, and then Owen and Harvey would drop on it, or Solomon or Sinclair Smith off the sides. And I just don't. I get very frustrated. I'm not a long ball manager, whatever we want to call them. What I am is a pragmatic manager, and there's certain ways of playing, means of playing at these levels with the players that you've got available to you. And the way we played tonight isn't that way. It might look good at times, and people want to see everyone passing it like Man City, but we're not there. We're not there as a club, we're not there as a group, so let's not pretend we're there. We get it forward if we can. We get into good areas, a bit like what they did. And then we get on the second balls. And we did it more second half. And I thought Adam Thomas made some unbelievable balls, but there's nobody in there to... Well, no one was busting the gut to get in there. Callum Murphy tried a couple of times, but nobody else to try and get on the end thing. Regan had one flash just past the post.
Yeah, and just lastly, Neil, obviously you mentioned going forward, had chances against Scunthorpe, had a few chances tonight, just can't really find that final touch or final pass. What do you think is missing, do you reckon, from there? Like up front?
It's not just up front. I can't really use tonight's game because I've not really had time to digest it properly. But I thought on Saturday, and I think the stats back, what I thought when I done my interview on Saturday was we had a lot of shots in good areas, but never worked the goalkeeper ever. And I think if the stats that I've read are correct, I think we actually had more shots than Scunthorpe. I think we had more passes than them, someone said, and someone said we also had more possession, which is balmy. But to go back to the question, we had 14 shots at Scunthorpe, and that in itself is good. But I don't remember the goalkeeper, apart from a goal line, a header in the first half, and Tomo got second ball from a corner. I don't remember the goalkeeper making a save. And again tonight, I don't remember the goalkeeper making a save. And that for me, it's concerning. The thing is, for me as the manager, is I know it's very easy for people to point fingers, and I know what we're working to and what we're working with, and the league that we've come into. When I've said it before we even got promoted, how tough this was going to be. But likewise, I also know where we need to be, what we need to do. We need a couple of players, I'll be honest. We need a couple of players. We don't need a lot. We need a couple of players. We need players to step up. We need players to mature very quickly. But what we need to do is we need to get a way of playing that is no nonsense and get back to what our strength was last year, and that was playing a certain way and being good at it.
Right, cheers, Neil. Thanks.